sir, we promised you a great
Gorgeous George. Here
Lady Blassie, the maker of champions.
Andre, the child. WrestleMania.
Everyone has a price.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is electric.
The champ is here.
Welcome to CWF WAR episode 11. As always, my name is David Noah, here to call this night down the middle. Tonight we have a monster card coming off the heels of a night that no one thought would happen. Mark Knight losing his world title. And tonight the match that is going to kick us off is actually the former world champion himself, facing off against the man that many say cost Mark Knight the championship, Mr. Money in the Bank, Thirsty Jack, in a revenge Extreme Rules matchup. Both of these men considered to be at the very best of their career, laying it all out on the line for the people watching at home. We kick off with Mark Knight begging for Thirsty Jack to enter the ring as Jack slowly makes his way down the ramp. Jack finally makes it in between the ropes and Mark Knight wastes no time. He doesn't even wait for the bell to ring and he is already dominating Thirsty Jack, looking to lock in his clout chase killer crossface onto Mr. Money in the Bank, but to no avail. Mark Knight is putting on a clinic in that ring, but Jack is not Mr. Money in the Bank for no reason. With an opening, he finds the opportunity to gain some space between the former world champion. Jack grabs his briefcase and tries to hit Mark Knight with it for the easy takedown, but Mark Knight ducks it and rolls Thirsty Jack up into the clout chase killer crossface. Thirsty Jack is frantic, not knowing what to do, but he's not tapping out to the former world champion. Everyone in attendance sees the lights and Thirsty Jack go out. The referee calls for a stop to the match. Mark Knight still not letting Thirsty Jack go. Your winner by referee stoppage, the former world champion, Mark Knight. Someone please get a medic to check on Thirsty Jack. Mark Knight definitely is still livid for Jack costing him his match apparently. But on to match number 2, and this is for the shot at the United States title held by the hero, Justin K. Blackheart versus Big Daddy Vegas in a tables match. These two men are looking to prove who is really worth the champion of the nations. A title that has been held by many greats. This match did not disappoint. Both men pushing it to the extreme and coming off of this Extreme Rules match earlier. This show will feature tons of broken bones and bodies. The closing moments of this match see Big Daddy Vegas set up a table on the outside and he positions Blackheart for his Vegas strip takedown all the way to the table on the outside. Your winner and advancing to a match with the hero, Big Daddy Vegas. Congratulations, Vegas, on a tremendous match. Good job, Blackheart. You two left it in the ring. On to match number 3, which was originally supposed to be a fatal 4-way, but giving the suspension and releases from CWF upper management, we have ourselves a one-on-one match. The two-time Hall of Famer Ray Rage was coming off of an impressive win last week against Nick Storm in a squash match versus Kansas City badass Casey Luchador. These two gentlemen were preparing all week for a fatal 4-way, so their game plan must have pivoted some way. But there's no avail, no changes. These two are looking to rise in CWF WAR and they don't care who they have to take down. The closing moments of this match see the Luchador almost getting the win after hitting a Hurricane springboard off the second turnbuckle into a tight pin, but Ray Rage powers out, picks the Luchador up, drops him down on his head, and positions the Luchador for his Rage Lock, forcing Casey Luchador to tap out immediately. Your winner and advancing to a shot at the Guts and Glory title, Ray Rage. What a show we have seen. Still tons of action left ahead. Let's get into our final championship qualifier match of the evening. We have Dylan Thomas, the greatest Guts and Glory champion in recent history, versus the CWF badass Mrpissoff in a last man standing match for the final spot for a match against the hero for the United States title, or the United Nations title. Dylan Thomas moving a bit more calculated in this one because he's seen how Pissoff can end the match in the drop of a dime. Pissoff looking for a fight. Pissoff finally gets his hand on Thomas and starts to stomp a mud hole into Thomas. Thomas finds his opening and slides out of the ring, prompting Pissoff to go after him, but Dylan turns the tides. This match nearly went the limit, both men destroying one another in the ring. But the closing moments of this match, no one saw coming. Mrpissoff hits Thomas with his Pissoff stunner, and Dylan Thomas chains that into the okie doke. Both men are laid out and the referee is reaching the 10 count. The referee calling this match a draw because neither man can make it to their feet. Folks, It's been a crazy show so far. But before we continue with our championship matches of the evening, we have to make sure we pay the bills, so here is a word from our sponsors.
How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the is he talking about?
Thank you to our sponsors. And we are now at the 3 championship matches of the evening. To start this trio, we have the hero who is coming off of his celebratory vacation, defending his title against the former United Nations champion, the Pastor, Shawn Dean. In a Hell in the Cell match, and the ring is already set up for chaos. As the cage is already lowered, the Pastor is already waiting inside the ring on the arrival of the hero. But before the match starts, 2 men dressed in all black get inside the ring with the Pastor, lock the cage behind themselves, and begin to destroy the Pastor, bouncing his head off of the cold, unforgiving steel cage. They signal for the cage door to open, and the 2 masked men somehow carry the Pastor to the top of the cell and double power bomb the Pastor through the cell into the middle of the ring. The hero, Justin Klotz. Music plays, and he's finally on his way to the ring. Makes his way to the ring, raising his championship as the arena is in shock at what happened. Justin Klotz puts his foot over Pastor Shawn Dean, and the referee counts 1, 2, but the Pastor kicks out. Justin Klotz is surprised that the Pastor still has the fight in him after the massive fall. He picks up the Pastor's lifeless body and drops him down with a devastating stomp, ripping a book from Seth Rollins' page and finally going for the pin. 1, 2, 3, your winner and still United Nations champion, Justin Klotz. What a match. Who were those 2 men in the ring that attacked the Pastor? The hero retains, but at what cost did the hero retain? Damn. And this night is still far from over. We still have 2 main event caliber matches ahead of us. We are now at the co-main event. BX Bluntman defends his Guts and Glory title against the Messiah of CWF WAR, TC Adams. This match starts very calculated and slow from both superstars, neither of them being in a match like this before, but both of them confident that they will win. Both men start throwing rights at one another, looking for the opening. Bluntman going for an early stunner, but the Messiah is not having it. He takes down Bluntman and tries to break him down very methodically before going up to the stage where the pit is, that you have to bury your opponent. Bluntman fights back for his title. These 2 nearly decapitating one another by swinging the steel shovels everywhere. This match had many close finishes, but the closing moments of the match see TC Adams throwing Bluntman into the pit and signaling for the dirt to be dropped over his body. But as the dirt is being dropped into the hole, Bluntman pulls the Messiah's leg into the pit with him. They're both now in the pit and covered head to toe in dirt. The referee doesn't know how to call this match as the ref is calling for the announcement. We see a hand push up through the dirt and start to climb out. No one can see that hand. Whose hand is it? Oh my God, it's the Bluntman. The Bluntman is climbing out of the hole. The referee quickly announces the winner and still Guts and Glory champion, BX Bluntman. What the hell did we just see? Episode 11 has got to be the most hardcore episode of this seasoning. And wow, we still have the world title fatal 4-way ahead of us. The new Limitless world champion Brandon Buck defends his world title in a fatal 4-way match against Chaos from the RTS, the Big Shot, and the Hammer of CWF, Tony Morrison. And that match is now. All 4 men starting by staring each other down. Brandon Buck breaks the ice and starts to attack the Big Shot. Chaos and the Hammer are picking up from where they left off in the Money in the Bank match last week. Hammer also very upset for not winning on all 4 of these men. He's looking to walk out the world champion. Every one of them, the franchise Brandon Buck, drops the Big Shot with his Phoenix Arrow, almost going for the win, but Chaos stopping the pin. Chaos then hits Buck with the Chaotic Buster Powerbomb, but Buck rolls out of the ring. He's smarter. Hammer and Chaos tearing each other apart. Still in the ring, Chaos gets dropped by the Hammer's monster clothesline, but still manages to kick out of every member almost securing the win. But the closing moments of this main event match see the Brandon the Franchise Buck securing his Phoenix Splash on Chaos as the Hammer hits the big shot with his Hammer Powerbomb. Both men going for the pin at the same damn time. 1, 2, 3. Brandon Buck and the Hammer get the pin, but the referee announcing still Limitless World Champion, the franchise, Brandon Buck. What a title defense for Brandon Buck. He barely made it out. The Hammer has got to be upset about this ending. CWF Universe, tune in next week to see how all of this unfolds as we approach the season finale of CWF WAR. Thank you, and good night, CWF.